Often when you feel trash, it's a sign, a notification from the field to change in many different ways. Like, sometimes I feel a bit like locked in my body. My head starts to feel a bit heavy. And then when I do breath work, I feel better. Like, obviously, like, people say, oh, the amazing benefits of ice baths, the amazing benefits of breath work. That's kind of the curse of getting better, because like when you develop contrast for feeling better, then you notice when you feel worse. But if you never develop the contrast of the good life, then you don't even have the contrast to know what the bad life is. So, like, yeah, that's the curse of like personal development, is because when you know that there's better, it's hard to not go and get that. But what I'm trying to say is, bear with me. Yeah, like I feel a bit like heavy-headed at the minute, so I'm going to do some breath work, and I know that that will relieve me. I'm going to do some grounding and some breath work, and then I'll feel better. And then also say depression. Depression is like a notification from your body in the field to change, and that there's something wrong. Same if you're working a wage slave job all the time and you feel like shit, and your body is like screaming at you to get out, that's because you're doing something wrong. It's like negativity is actually good in a way, because it's actually reorientating you. That's like the nature of pain, like if you never got burned when you touched a stove, then you would never know not to touch the stove type thing. So that's why suffering and pain is there, is to reorientate you. So if you're depressed, change. That's what it's trying to fucking tell you. If you feel like shit in your body, or if you're depressed or something, or like right now my head feels a bit kind of like, tight, and I know that if I do breath work, I will feel better. So the reason I feel shit is my body is calling me to do breath work. It's giving me the inkling to breathe. So if you're feeling heavy and bogged up and shit, that's not a bad thing. You shouldn't hate that, because your mind could ignore it and you could feel alright, but eventually it wouldn't serve you. So don't feel bad if you feel bad. Feel good that you feel bad, and listen to the bad signal and then change it. So it feels uncomfortable at the minute, but this discomfort is notifying me that I should change and do breath work, and then I'll feel better. So listen to these messages. Like, I used to be really depressed when I was younger, and that's what ultimately led to my rebirth in a way. Like, I was really depressed when I was like from probably 14 years onward, and what that was is it was a signal, and it made me investigate. It did. The depression and the pain and the suffering made me want to find relief, so I ended up being more open-minded to more radical teachings. When I really dug deep, why do I feel so depressed, even though everyone was gaslighting me, basically, like my family and that, telling me that everything's fine and that I've got everything I need? Nah, when I actually woke up and I really listened to the depression signal and I really started to research and investigate, I realised that I was feeling like shit because my environment is toxic and everyone around me is fucking brainwashed and no one knows fuck all and everything's a lie.